Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our live Monday night. Checking our audio here. Perfect. Everything's good. So, welcome. We're talking today about the travel bans and all the things that happened in immigration this week. So, please join me. Bring your questions. We have a lot of things that are happening, and travel bans is just one of them, but we have a lot of things that are happening. People, green card holders, visitors, people are getting detained at the airport, and not only getting detained, but also, they literally send them to immigration jail. And so those are things that are shifting right now in our system. Hello, Varun. Hello, Frank. Welcome, guys. Let us know where you're from, and let's talk about all these things that are happening. It's been a crazy week, but um, we've got also people here from Instagram, from TikTok, and YouTube and Facebook. So please get your questions, and let's talk about what's happening. But the travel ban is been, people are really anxious about it. I'm getting a lot of questions about it. So let's just kind of put some things in perspective and understand. So the travel ban is not in effect yet, right? It's coming, but it's not in effect yet. It's coming probably March 21st or the 25th. This is kind of where we think it's going to hit. And the thing about this ban is that we don't really sure exactly what it's going to look like. What we know right now, and I mentioned that in a video, and then there's another more detailed video that is coming up probably by tomorrow. Well, we know that we have a list of 3 countries. Thanks, guys. We've got a lot of people here on TikTok as well that are joining. Welcome, guys. Let me know where you're from. But what we know right now about this travel ban is that it's divided into 3 groups. We've got the red group, the orange group, and the yellow group. And essentially, the issue here is that the red group, which right now we've got countries like Iran, Venezuela, Afghanistan, completely banned. So, they're not going to be able to get visas. They're not going to get interviews. They're not going to get anything. They're banned. And then you have the orange list, countries like Pakistan, Haiti, Russia. They have restrictions, right? Restrictions meaning that you need to follow some rules. Maybe if you're going to go to an interview, they're going to check you more. You're going to go maybe once you get your visa at the interview and you come to the United States, you'll be checked again at the border. They're going to give you a second interview. So it's going to be a much more restrictive approach for these countries. And then the last yellow list, those are countries that essentially they have 60 days to fix some things about their vetting, how to issue passports to their citizens and nationals, things like that. And then they're either going to be removed from the list or stay on the list, depending on how they are. So that's kind of how it is. And I don't know if there's going to be any I don't know if there's going to be any waivers. Probably there will be waivers like we had before, but let's see. So that's kind of how it is. Let me know what you think about those travel bans. Are you worried about it? Let me know in the comments. I'll start asking questions. And as always, if you want to join this on video, if you're watching this on YouTube, um, Facebook, or Instagram, you'll be able to post a link. You can use the link and go live with me on camera. The link is right there. And if you want to do this on TikTok, if you want to go live with me on TikTok, then all you have to do is join the wait list at the bottom. Request to join. I'll add you on the live in a few minutes. And don't forget, we have a challenge here. We got the heart. And so let's do this. Let's do this. All right. So is Philippines included in the ban? I haven't seen the Philippines. I don't think Philippines is going to be included. I'm still wondering why some countries are included and others are not. Thanks, Nahad. Appreciate it. Um, but Philippines is not included. Abdi's asking, can you tell me if you have information from Kenya? Because I'm waiting for my interview for almost a year. So if you are getting your interview in Nairobi, specifically, Nairobi is very backlogged right now. You're looking about over a year and a half wait for an interview in Nairobi. Um, and this is the same for Islamabad. What about beneficiaries? I-730, I-130, etc. from Afghanistan, those are also will come in the travel ban. Yes, as far as I know, yes, absolutely. Family members are also barred. What about Pakistan? Mohsin Khan is asking, and I mentioned before, guys, Pakistan is on the list number 2, the orange list, which means that you're not completely banned, but there are restrictions. When you go for a visa interview, they will be questioning you more. And even if you get your visa, when you come to the United States, that's the kicker with these bans. The CBP at the border, they're going to question you again. You're going to be subject to double interviews. So even if you have a visa in hand, it's not guaranteeing that you'll be able to enter the United States. That's what it looks like right now with these bans. Colombia. What about Colombia, Tucker? I haven't seen Colombia on the list yet, but it doesn't mean that more countries are not going to be added and other countries are going to be removed. I mean, this is kind of like the Wild West, right? Um, let's see. We've got some good questions here on TikTok. Does the 3-month overstay then getting married work? So that's a good question, guys. So as you know, under a recent memo from immigration, if you are here in the United States and you overstay, and then you apply for a green card. Normally, these overstays are waived, right? They're waived, and that should be the case now. However, if something happens in your case, let's say they don't believe that the marriage is real or anything like that, and your case is denied, then you'll be deported. Whereas before, they didn't care, right? But now you'll be deported. So that's the change. So if you overstayed, you got to be careful what happens. Let's take some questions here on Instagram. We've got a lot of questions here too. Um, how safe is visitor visas and birthright to give? So give birth on a tourist visa. That's your question. It's pretty. I mean, it's risky to be honest with you. I mean, if they catch you thinking you're coming here to give birth and you're a tourist, I don't know. Mark is asking, are you an immigration lawyer in Australia? No, I'm an immigration attorney in the United States. We're not doing immigration in Australia. Is it true Dominican Republic is on the list of countries? I believe Dominican is on the yellow list, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have the list in front of me right now, but yeah. But the list is also on our blog as well. Question from Patel. I have a question. I have a question. What happens once you get an H-1B? Can you even get a green card after that? For sure. If you have an H-1B, you can still get a green card. That is the best way to get a green card. You first get an H-1B, and then you get a green card. You have to get this by applying for the EB3 category, and that's how you're going to get it. Now, if you're watching this on Instagram, you can send me a DM with any questions, specifically for Instagram. Anybody else, because people are asking how you can get in touch with me. The best thing to do is, like I do in all my lives, if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, the number is on the screen. If you're watching this on TikTok, there is a number in my bio, and I mention this every live. Just go in my bio, write down the phone number, send me a text from the live, and if you want to talk to me and if you want to book a consultation, it's the best way to do it. And the same thing for you guys watching this on YouTube. Write down this number, send me a text right now if you want to book a consultation, you want to know about your travel. Can you travel? What are your risks? Green card holder. You heard I posted a video on TikTok this morning. A green card holder. He had a DUI 14 years ago. Came back from Europe. Never had any issues since then. Flagged him, detained him for 3 days. Now he's been in jail for 2 weeks just because he had a DUI 12 years ago, and he was flagged. Right. So anything like that, you need help, send me a text. And on TikTok, my number is in my bio. Use that. Take advantage of the live. You guys are getting priority. All right, let's see. Um, let's take a video on TikTok right now, and then we can take a call also um,
Hello.
on YouTube as well. Yes,
Hello.
please. What's
How
your
are
name?
you? My name is Aisata.
Yes.
So I have a question. I know my country is on the yellow list,
Okay.
Sierra Leone.
Yes, Sierra Leone is on the yellow list. Absolutely.
Yes. So is it gonna include filing too?
What does it
Like if
mean?
you file, if you petition for your kids, are they not gonna get interviewed or visa?
So first of all, as you know, on the yellow list, it's not a complete bar. The yellow list only means that your country, Sierra Leone, they must comply with certain vetting requirements. Once they come up with those requirements, they may be removed from the list. If they're not going to remove from the list, then it probably is going to be kind of like the orange list. It's going to be partial vetting, but it's not a complete bar from from the kids from coming in.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. I was
All
worried.
right.
Thank you.
No worries. I know many of you are worried about your country. If it's on the list, thank Denise. I appreciate it. If you're watching this on TikTok, don't forget we have the challenge, the the cloud heart. Let's get this done and keep tapping the screen. All right. Is an F2B immigrant visa affected by for Eritreans? Well, the only thing that's going to be impacting F2B visas or F2A is the backlog, right? So, or if you're coming from a country that is on the orange or the red list, if you're on the red list, you're not going to have an interview at all. They're not even going to interview you. You're banned. If you're on the yellow list, you will have more strict interviews. You'll have more scrutiny. All right. So once again, if you're here on YouTube, if you want to join us on video, please do so. I think Mr. P is on here and he's asking more questions. And yes, join us. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right. So I was on the
You-
show.
I remember. Yeah, yeah. You didn't finish the question last time, right?
Yeah, I was on the show
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah. Tell me.
This is about the return back to the my return back to US from a 2 weeks trip from
Okay.
India. So regarding the detention, like if I mean for some reason they detain because I'm landing in the US on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So can I call your office on a Saturday if something happens in the
Yeah.
US?
So what you have to do is you need to, you set up like, you retain the office. You kind of have the attorney on record, so you can have a G28 form. So when you arrive, you can show the immigration officers that you have an attorney. That's the attorney's name. So if something happens, at that point you'll be able to call us. Yes, we are 24/7. There's always somebody answering the phone and texting the lawyers that somebody needs them,
Okay,
right? So
so
if you need that service, like I said, contact my office and set up before you come back, and then we can help you for sure.
okay, and set up the G2. Do I need to
Yeah.
carry
So
the G?
essentially, what you do is you retain the office, and then you'll be sent a G28 that we are representing you for whatever matter is. And so when you fly back, you can tell that to the officer. Listen, I have an attorney. He's representing my case. So, I need to speak with my attorney. They may or may not give you the option to do it, but as soon as you have the right to speak to somebody, you'll be able to call your attorney, and then we can take action. Absolutely.
Okay, so I'll call the office and I'll try to get that done.
Yeah, absolutely.
All
Thank
right,
you, my
thank you
friend.
so much.
Safe travels. You have to understand that when you come to the border, right? When you show up at the port of entry, when you come to the United States, this is this is like a gray area, right? It's not the U.S. It's not, it's like you're in between, right? So you don't have the right to really have an attorney with you. And so if they detain you over there, at some point they're gonna let you call somebody, right? And at that point you can call an attorney, and but like in all these cases with the Canadian girl, the guy from Luxembourg that was detained for 3 days, they were, they intimidated him. They Thanks, Java, I appreciate it. They intimidated him, and they were forcing him to revoke his green card, and he didn't do it. So they stripped him naked. They let him take cold showers, and eventually he passed out. And then they had to take him to a hospital. And after him being in a hospital for 2 days, they still detain him, and he's still in detention for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So, having an attorney on call is not always going to help you, but probably it's better than nothing, right? All right, let's see. Good questions here on TikTok. USCIS denied my asylum case. Now I have to go to immigration court. I'm scared. Listen, people get denied asylum all the time. If you have, you had a good claim, you still should be able to fight your case in court. Remember, the biggest issue we're having right now with all these situations is that there are court orders, and the government is not accepting them. So there's a court order saying don't deport this person. They're still deporting, right? These are new times right now. We've never seen this happen before, where we have a court order saying don't deport a person, and they still deport them, right? What are we going to do? Well, we're going to have to find different ways to work with this administration to help our clients, because as you can see, we have two cases where they are, the court issued a stay of removal and they still remove them. So we'll see. Is the UK K1 visa backlogged? K1 visa, if you're from the UK. No, it's not backlogged. K1 visas are actually going pretty fast right now. Any issues with coming back to the United States after visit from India on a valid H-1B visa? Well, again, I don't know your personal situation. I don't know if you have any problem issues before. I don't know if you had a previous visa violations as a student before you got H-1B. I don't know if you're still doing the same job, right? So there could be so many things. Like it's actually a good thing to talk about. Let's talk about this guy. So this is Fate, right? Fate, why don't you join our, join the video. I want to ask you some questions. Join the video, Fate, and let's talk about that. But the issue is this. I'll get you a video in a second, Fate. And this person has H-1B visas, trying to come back to the United States. Now, we've seen cases in the past 2 weeks, visa holders, H-1B visa, F-1 visa holders, they're coming back to the airport. They have a valid visa, but now CBP officers are questioning them again. They're doing a second interview. They're questioning them. They're asking them, show me your H-1B documents. Show me the letter of employment. Are you still working for the same employer? They're calling the employer. The employer doesn't answer. They think it's fraud. They're denying your case. They're sending people back. This is some real scenarios that happened in the past 2 weeks. So now it makes me think about what can people do when they travel back to the United States. You guys have to be prepared like never before. You're going to have to come back with a folder. If you're an H-1B holder, Faith, let's bring Faith on the video, and then we can bring other people here on YouTube. Parry is waiting. Just line up, and I'll get you guys all. Remember, guys, we're dealing here with multiple platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Trying to give everybody the attention. But let's get Faith into the video. And Faith is a person that is traveling in H-1B. Thanks, Java. Appreciate you, thank you so much for that. I hear. Do you have video? Can you start your video?
Oh,
if you can.
Can I skip the video?
That's fine. All right, Faith. So tell us about your case. So where are you now? And you have an H-1B visa stamped, and you're trying to come back, right?
Yeah. So I'm asking for a friend. And they do have like a valid H-1B visa. They have valid, like with a valid employer. They have a folder of all the documents, like the stubs, letter, everything. And there's an immigration lawyer, I think, to maybe to the company, but they're just on a visit to India.
Okay, so
coming back, and there was never any violation or anything.
Okay, so if she had no violation, she should be fine. The only thing I would tell her to do is in her folder, she needs to have the job description. The job description and the job title must match exactly what it's on the H-1B application. As long as everything matches, I don't see any issue. The other thing that they've been doing recently, do you know what time she's landing? Is it between 8 and 4 p.m., like during the work hours, or it's going to be at night?
It's going to be at around 2 p.m.
Okay. Now, anything that happens during work hours, here's a new trend that I haven't shared in public before, but I'll share with you now because this is something that I just learned about yesterday. So if you guys are coming on a visa during the day, H-1B, TN visa, O-1 visa, L-1 visa, they will customarily call the employer from the airport while the applicant is waiting to be questioned, right? So they're going to call and say, hey, this, whatever, but my Faith is here, or whatever your friend name is. She's applying for a work visa, and she's coming back to the US. Is she working in your company? What's her job title? It is very important for somebody in the company to be prepared to receive a call like that, because if the call is unanswered properly, it could be a reason for rejection at the airport. Okay? Make sure you tell her to tell the employer to be ready for her around 2 p.m., between 2 and 3 p.m.
Okay. Are you saying if no one answered, like no one picked up the phone, or
If no one picked up the phone, they're going to try 3 times to call. If nobody answers, they'll email. Okay?
got it?
And that is, and they say, well, there's no reason in the world why we're going to call your employer. It's 2 p.m. Nobody's picking up the phone 3 times.
True.
Is this a real company? This happened to one of my clients. Okay? So make sure she's ready.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
So guys, the landscape is changing. It's changing a lot, and we need to be aware of that. That's why we're doing these lives. Let's see who is on. Got a lot of questions here on Instagram. Patel is asking, how long does it take to get a green card from H-1B route for Indians? It's taking a long time, over 10 years. We've got Zina is asking on Instagram, do you think the H-1B lottery picking chances this year? I think the chances are pretty good. Pretty good. And then we've got Axel asking about VAWA. What is your question though, Axel? I'm not sure. You want to know how VAWA works? VAWA is if you are married to a citizen and you're being abused in the relationship, you can apply for a VAWA if you're not getting a green card through that citizen. Right. Perry is waiting here patiently. Perry on YouTube is joining on video. If you have video, please activate your video, Perry.
Hey, Jacob.
Yeah. Is your video
Hey.
working?
No, sorry, I was driving, then my phone's, I don't know, I couldn't find it. I have my mic on.
All right, no worries. Where are
Okay.
you from and what is your question?
I am recently visiting my aunt. I'm from Canada, so I'm in US right now.
Okay.
And I am a Canadian resident, so now I've changed my mind and I would like to convert my visitor visa to student visa.
Okay.
Is it, so my question is it a good time to do it right now? Should I do it inside the US or should I do it outside? How does it work?
Well, here's the way I see it.
Mhm.
I mean, you can do it from here if you want,
Mhm.
but if you ever need a visa in your passport and
Mhm.
you change your status inside the United States,
Mhm.
the likelihood of you getting the visa in your passport is going to go down by 50%. This is
Okay.
the new reality. So I think for you, because
Uh-huh.
you already have PR in Canada,
Yeah.
because you have a good record with immigration, I think you should apply directly at the embassy, get a proper visa in your passport, and don't change your status. They don't like
Okay.
people to change their status right now. And the
Okay.
way to get you is when you go apply for the visa at the embassy, that's when they
Uh-huh.
deny.
Okay.
Okay?
So I do have appointment with you coming this 19, but I was like very like I just want to answer because my family is
Yeah,
getting
yeah, for
pressured.
sure.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
in the
Yeah.
appointment, I'll dive deep into more details and I'll give you more specific tips that we won't share in public, of course.
And I have another question. So the new rule that says like immigrants who are staying more than a month should log in, make account on US immigration. Like, should I
Correct.
do it?
I mean, let's talk about it when we meet because,
Okay.
like I said, those are things that we need to discuss individually, right? It's not like a
Okay.
black and white, right?
Sure.
Thanks,
Uh-huh.
man. I
All
appreciate
right.
it.
Thank you.
And guys, what we realized, and I'm just sharing with you for the first time, is that I'm working on a membership. I'm working on a membership because all the crazy stuff that are happening here, I'm like, you know what, we got to do something about it. So we're working a membership where people are going to be able to ask questions in confidence, kind of like we do here, but in a more private setting. I'm going to be posting, private information there, tips, updates. We're going to be doing lives every week inside the memberships where people can ask questions in a more, because I feel like people are more reluctant to show their faces here and different things. We're going to have an AI tool inside a membership to assess people's cases. So it's going to be a lot of good things. But the key about this, anybody inside the membership will have access to book quick consultations, especially if they're traveling outside the country, especially if they have issues, especially if they get detained. We're going to build this community inside the membership to be able to protect our members and anybody else in there from all the crazy stuff that are happening here. enough is enough. So, I'm working on it right now. We are in the final stages of putting this. It's the first time I'm sharing this information. And if you guys think it's something useful for you guys, then let me know, and we will be announcing the pre-registration for this new membership to fight this crazy uncertainty and what's happening in this immigration world. So it's coming up very soon. I'm super excited about it. All right. Silver Joe is asking, no name, my birth certificate for I-130 approval are 2 affidavits suffice that tell my mom I'm the biological related? Yes. So if you don't have the right documents to prove your identity to replace birth certificate, 2 affidavits will replace it. Should be good enough in most cases. Andrew from Boston is asking, are you guys helping clients in Boston? The answer is yes. We help clients in all 50 states, guys. Immigration is federal. I have clients in New York, in Boston, Connecticut, Arizona, Hawaii. We even have clients in Puerto Rico, everywhere, guys. So it doesn't matter where you are. It's federal. I can work with you anywhere. All you have to do is do this. If you're watching this on YouTube, you send me a text. The number is on the screen. Do it from the live so you get priority. And if you're watching this on TikTok, our number is in the bio. It's a phone number. You write it down. I can't put the number here because TikTok will block me, but it's in the bio. Use that number. Send me a text right now, and you'll get priority to book consultations. Like I said, these are crazy times, and you need to be able to have access to an attorney anytime you want. And this is why I'm super excited about this new membership we're going to be launching for all of you guys. All right, let's see. We've got Adrian. Adrian has been waiting here. Adrian, and I think then Steven is next. Adrian, welcome to the show. Where are you from, and what is your question? Can you hear me, Adrian? Adrian? I can't hear you. No, you got to put your mic. You're muted for some reason. Why don't you log out and log back in? Log out and log back in. I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back, I promise you. Steven, just Adrian, log out and log back in, and then you can hear. Steven, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening.
Do you have a video? Is your video working?
No.
All right, no worries. Ask a question. See, most people are afraid to be on video, and that's why I feel like you guys are going to be more confident inside the membership, asking questions, sharing your stories, and me being able to tell you things that I can't say in public. And it's time to for us to take the power back. So, Stephen, where are you from? What's your question? And let's see if we can help you.
Yeah, I'm from Cameroon.
Okay.
And my question is, I know my country is in the last list of the ban.
Which
So
you're on the which list? On the yellow?
yeah, the last one. Yeah.
Okay.
And I just want to ask, the ban, is it for people like me that I have an asylum granted and I have a travel document? Can I travel?
Well, yes, technically yes, but remember that the yellow list is not a complete ban. The yellow list it's a warning. You guys have 60 days for the country to fix the vetting process and all that stuff, and then maybe they'll be removed. So for now, you're good. If you need to travel, you can travel. There's no restrictions yet. The yellow list is more like a warning. If you guys are not going to do what it's supposed to do, we're going to get you out of that list. Does it make sense?
Yeah, thank you, sir. That's all the question I have.
Yeah, you're good. I think Adrian is back. Adrian?
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear
Oh,
me?
here we go. Perfect.
Oh, okay.
Where are you from, and what is?
I live in Texas, and my question is, my wife has a 2-year conditional green card,
Okay.
and she got approved. I mean, get this, she got approved when she was abroad in Egypt, like when we were in Egypt, like when her I-130 and I-485 were in progress, right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
she got approved abroad, and then we came back through Canada in September of last year, or I'm sorry,
Okay.
this year. And I just wanted to know if like people who have conditional green cards should be leaving the United States like for travel, because we have plans to be gone about 9 weeks. We're going to go to South Africa and Italy, and I want to know if they're going to give her problems like when she comes back.
Okay, so that's a good question. So conditional green card, when is the green card expire?
2026 April.
2026. Okay, great. So that's actually a very good question because many people are asking. So your conditional green card, should you be traveling right now? The answer is yes. There's no restrictions on conditional green card holder. The only issues that we had with conditional green card holder is when they were traveling alone and the CBP officer was suspecting that their marriage is no longer valid. So they were questioning the validity of the green card, right? But you guys are going to be traveling together. You're still married. Everything is good. I don't think you have any problems. Most conditional green card holders who travel, you don't hear about them having any problems. It's only those people that have issues. Either they're not in the relationship anymore, they filed late, they are placed in removal because they didn't renew it on time. Those are the people that you hear about getting in trouble. Or recently, maybe they had a DUI a year ago, right? And now that the system is very sensitive, they're flagging almost anything, as we know.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys are fine. No problems. I don't see any issues.
That's great, man. I just wanted to get a
Safe
second
travel.
opinion.
What is it?
I just wanted to get a second opinion because I had heard that, like, I heard another attorney like on YouTube saying that their stance was that nobody with a green card should leave the United States like at all. Like they're saying basically like shelter in place kind of thing. Like just stay.
I mean, like I said, there's a lot of people who spread a lot of fear. I mean, I don't like to do that. I feel like the only cases that I showed on my videos are actual cases that there was a reason behind it. Now, do I agree with the reason? The European green card holder that was detained for 3 days because he had a DUI in 2012, it's excessive. He's not a criminal. He had one DUI. Most people in this country, American citizen, had a DUI once at least in their lifetime. Because he had a DUI, does he deserve to be stripped naked and force him to take a cold shower and keep him detained for 3 days on the floor? No, that's not right. So yes, there's extreme cases, and if you had a problem as a green card holder, any problem, I would not have you travel. But in your case, you guys are clean, so travel safely. And if they stop you at the border, tell them I said, be careful. No, I'm kidding. No, you'll be fine, guys.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Right?
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Except of course. There's a lot of people who are spreading fear, guys. And some people even accuse me on my videos. Oh, why are you posting these videos about these examples? I'm just posting examples of things that happen. I'm not spreading any fear. I'm just saying if you're clean, if you have nothing in your record, whether you're a green card holder or a visa holder, then you should be fine. You shouldn't be worried about it. But you have to realize that they are more strict at the borders right now. And sometimes they act in a very unreasonable way. And what's going to happen if that happens to you? What are your rights? Well, that's a good question. You probably don't have too many rights anymore at this point. All right, guys. So let's see here. We've got a lot of questions here. This is from Ali. I'm an entrepreneur on an O1 and got stuck in AP. Ali, you're here on video. I'm going to get you on video right now. For over 2 years, out of 3 years notice, so operation plans in the US got delayed due to the administrative processing. I applied for extension, but when I renew the visa stamp, they got me and they asked me so many questions. What should I do now? Maybe we should get you on video, Ali, and you can tell us the story because it's a pretty crazy story. Ali, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hi.
Perfect. So you are an entrepreneur on an O1 visa.
Yeah.
And where are you based?
So now I'm based in Dubai, Egyptian national, and I got the visa back in 2021.
Okay.
I got the visa back in like 4 years ago, but my passport got stolen like after 3 months. And when I renewed the visa, they got me stuck in the embassy for over a year. And then they
Okay.
asked me to reapply for the administrative processing. Although
Okay.
they asked me like to send the passport, come for an interview, renew the visa, or apply for another stamp. But they got me stuck for a 1 year. Then I reapplied. They got me for another AP. And all of a sudden, like after 2 years, they told me like send the passport, your visa is ready. And that was like less than 8 months notice. And therefore, like I reapplied for the extension. I had like nothing to do because like all the plans that we had for the operations got delayed. There is no one from our team is in the US. And when
Yeah.
I reapplied for the extension in the embassy, they asked why you don't have operations, why you stayed in the US for like less than a month,
Yeah.
why you traveled back in 2024 only. Although, like I explained, I got
Yeah.
stuck for over 2 years, and they got me into another AP for the extension, and they asked like over like 13 questions where I have been for the past 15 years, where I traveled a lot from a country to a country. They have like so many questions, and they were then asking about our operations, why we are not operating in the US, where our technology is based, and I had so
Yeah.
many questions, unreasonable. And now I'm in the AP again, and like I'm wasting the other extension of the 3 years of the O1 again.
So the way what's happening to you, Ali, and this is happening to a lot of O1, L1, and also E2 applicants, is that you were unlucky in the beginning because you fell into this IP, which is, it happened. But what happens to you now, you're falling into the strict vetting of O1s. Every single O1 that I'm dealing with right now is going through a similar process like you going. The interview at the embassy is almost like an interrogation, right? In terms
Yeah.
of what they're questioning you and all that, as if these officers have any idea what an O1 is. That's not their job. It's a USCIS officer's job to question you about the O1, the eligibility criteria, all the requirements, high salary, publications, whatever. They have no idea. They have a checklist that they're reading from, and they think that they know. So you basically right now fell under the strict vetting that they do for O1s. Nothing to do with what happened to you before. The good news is that most people come out of it after 6 months. If you don't, if you're not going to come out of it after 6 months, is there an attorney behind this putting pressure on this embassy to figure out what's going to happen? Who's following up on this?
No, no one is following that. Like when I got the visa, when I got the visa like a year ago, I didn't like do anything. Like for
No, but
now,
right
like I've been
now,
stuck over 2 months.
since you
Now
went to
I don't have an attorney.
but right now you need to have somebody help you to follow up, because we need to ask. Okay, fine. You ask them all these questions. What is you need? Do you want us to send you more information? We got to put pressure on the embassy, because I have a similar case right now in Ireland, and that's exactly what happened. They questioned the person. She went to IP for 3 months. I was emailing them every 2 weeks, and eventually they released her and she got her visa. So we need to, at this point, you're almost at the end, because there's nothing wrong with your case. You probably are very qualified for the O1. You just don't want to wait. You don't want to waste the last 3 years,
Yes, exactly.
right?
That's what happened for the past
So
3 years.
send me a message directly, Alan. Just remind me you were the guy from the live on O1. I'll remember you, and we can have a separate discussion on that. Okay?
Absolutely. All right. All right.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. So remember, guys, right now, this is an example of what's going to happen for people that are going to be on the yellow list. And it's happening right now to everybody, right? But you go to the embassy, you already have a visa approved. They question you again. They question you again about the same thing that USAS already approved you. And they're making the life of entrepreneurs much more complicated right now. So this is just our new reality, unfortunately. All right, let's take another video here on TikTok. I know a lot of people are waiting. And let's see here. We've got Mr. Sabri, I think.
Hello.
Mr. Sabri, where are you from,
Yes.
and what is your question? And if you have video, please put the video on. If you have video.
No, I don't have video.
All right.
Sorry about
Ask your question.
Yeah, I'm granted asylum, and USC has approved my I-730 for beneficiary, and now I'm waiting for NVC for the interview last 2 months.
Okay.
I'm sending them email, but they are not giving me interview. What should I can do?
Which embassy are you going to?
Islamabad.
Well, that's your question. That's your answer. Islamabad is one of the worst right now. They're super backlogged. Most people are not getting interviews on time. So there are two options with Islamabad. One option is you exhaust your expedite, right? Did you do any expedite?
Yeah, I did already 2 times, but
Okay, that's fine. You did with it. It's done. The second thing is we consider moving your case from Pakistan to a different post.
We
getting
can do that.
absolutely. You can. So right now,
They are saying I-730 people are saying cannot move from hometown to other country.
what kind of application is yours?
I-730 Sali.
Oh yeah. No, you're right. You're right. No, that's that we're moving I-130s mostly. Your case cannot be moved, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
So
you.
there is anything we can do it.
I mean, the only thing you can do is, unfortunately, with the asylum thing, is that they're blaming the backlog. You know what I mean? So if you did the expedite, I mean, unfortunately, at this point, you have to wait. There's really nothing you can do. If it's a different type of visa, I move them away from Islamabad. I move them to Abu Dhabi. I move them to Ankara. But in this case, you gotta have to wait, and hopefully they'll catch up on the backlogs.
Last question, sir. I have NYS ID number, ISL number, case number, immigrant visa number, and when I schedule myself to send them embassy to ask them for interview or no?
No.
Or make up?
No. No, you can do that because they have to request they have to request the opening from the NVC. You can request it yourself.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Thank you, my friend. All right, guys. So let's see here. All right, we've got some more questions here on TikTok. How long does it take for I-24 to transfer my case to NVC? This is EB1A from Mexico. Right now, I-24s are taking about 11 months. My father green card interview was stopped due to inconsistency on his responses. What happens next? What happens next is that, Talia, you're going to get a notice to maybe intent to deny. And then you guys have 30 days to respond to that. And then you see what happens. All right. Let's see. A lot of good questions here. Let's take a few more on Instagram here. I wish I could see the questions from Instagram on my main camera, but I have to move it around. Will the new Lake and Riley Act affect DACA with the dismissed shoplifting from 15 years ago? Cindy's asking. That could happen, actually. It well may happen. MP Kaur, can you please add me? If you want to go on live, you have to do this from our YouTube. I can't add you from Instagram because we're not doing the I don't do the double screen on Instagram. Sassy, can I apply for F1 for my master's when I'm out of status? I'm currently in court proceedings for asylum. No. Once you're out of status, you cannot apply for any visa. You're done. That's really what it is. Any of you guys watching this on Instagram, you can send me a DM. Any of you watching this on YouTube, Facebook, the phone number is on the screen. Take advantage of this to book a consultation with me right now from the live. You guys getting priority to do this from the live. Just send me a text right now and say, hey, I saw you on the live. I want to book a consultation. And if you're watching this on TikTok, the phone number is in the bio. Just go to the bio right now and write down the number and send me a text right now. And also, if you're watching this on TikTok, make sure you follow me, guys. Follow me and share the live. There's a little thing at the bottom of the screen. You can share the live so more people can join us, and we can make, we can increase the audience and people can ask more questions. All right. Okay. We've got Tabesh on YouTube asking more questions. Tabesh, let me know.
Hello, can you
where
hear me?
you're from.
I'm from Texas.
Texas?
And
What is the question? And if you can put your video on, that'll be great. If not, then
yes, I would do that, but I can't, unfortunately. So
that's all right.
my
No worries.
apologies. Yeah.
No worries.
My question is in regards to spousal visas.
Okay.
And so my situation is, let's say I plan on marrying my partner who is from one of the countries that is supposedly going to be on the red list.
Okay.
So my question is very general. If that happens to be the case where there's going to be a complete travel ban, what will be my options and how should I go about it?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a great question. So, are you a citizen or green card holder?
I am a U.S. citizen.
U.S. citizen is going to marry a person on the red list, complete ban. What's going to happen? So, I'll answer this question the way I know it as of now. We are here on March 17. My answer might change in a few weeks, but as of now, they don't give us clear guidance exactly how it's going to work. What happened in 2017 during the previous ban is that countries that were completely banned still had the option to apply for what is called a national interest exception, where we would petition the embassy and say, yes, we know this person is banned, the country is banned. However, here's the special circumstances why we feel that they should be allowed to come in. And in the previous ban, they allowed us to do that on a case by case basis. And I believe that it's going to happen the same under this ban. The one thing that is different between this ban and the previous ban is that even if your fiance, your wife, will get her immigrant visa in her passport, once she gets to the CBP, once she gets to the US airport, they will conduct another investigation. And many people will be rejected at that point as well. That's what I think is going to happen in this ban. But as of now, what I can tell you is that proceed with filing the I-130. Are you going to do a fiance visa or a marriage case?
I think I'll do a marriage case just
Now,
because maybe that'll be more.
I agree with you. You should do a marriage case. But remember also, even if you do a marriage case, you're not going to even have to deal with these bans for another 2 years. If you file the I-130 today, you're not barred from filing the I-130. You can file this here in the US, right? So
Mhm.
you're going to file the I-130. You're going to go through the immigration about a year and a half, 2 years, maybe less. Then the case will be approved. Then they're going to send it to the National Visa Center. Then it's going to sit there for another 8 months. And then we're 2.5 years in the process. By then, trust me, they're going to revise this ban multiple times. And by then, my answer to you will be different, right?
Yeah.
If you came to me and said, listen, Jacob, I'm already in the end of the process. We're waiting for an interview in the next 6 months. What's going to happen? Then I'm going to say, listen, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe there'll be a waiver, but you're not in a good spot. You're in a good spot because by the time she's going to show up for an interview 2 years from now, things will be different.
But what if, so here's the thing. What if I plan to do this or just because of the marriage itself later on? Let's say I file the I-30 later,
Okay.
let's say the end of the year.
Okay.
Or, I mean, as you said, we don't know what would happen. Everything is predictions.
Right.
But still, all I want to be sure of is that there will be a way to do this because it
Yes.
sounds ridiculous to me.
There-
It sounds
there will be a way.
completely, yeah, it sounds completely ridiculous to me that a U.S. citizen will not be able to, marry their partner just
No, no,
because
no.
of this
I agree with you.
travel ban. Yeah,
I agree with you. So that's what I'm telling you. There will be a way. Do not file the I-130. You have to do it because you don't want to waste time. There will be a way, just like we did in 2017. There was a way. I filed many national interest exceptions back in then. I had many business people I brought back in, many family members that I brought back in despite the ban for Iran. I think Libya was banned, Syria was banned. There are different ways you can do it. Again, the difference now is that we got to look at the full picture. How are we going to be able to get them the interview, and how I'm going to be able to get them to come into the United States,
yeah,
even at the airport. There's going to be a double plan, which we're going to work on obviously and make sure that our clients will be fully taken care of. But to answer your question, all you can do now is go there, marry her, and file the I-130, and the rest,
yeah.
we'll have to figure it out.
Just one last thing about this. I'm sure that they will ask about the validity of marriage because it's something very important.
Of course.
And I want to sort of create an application as strong as possible. So maybe I'll contact you later on about this.
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
And
There's a different way, Tabesh, to do this while she's overseas versus if she was here with you. It's a whole different kind of documents that we need.
yeah,
It's a whole different kind of thing. So yeah, feel free to reach out to me. Mention you were in the live. We'll get priority and we'll talk about this. But whatever
Thank you so
happens,
much.
we'll make sure your case will be perfect.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Of course. So people are worried right now. Like, should I marry my spouse? She's on the ban list. She's on the orange list. I mean, look how ridiculous it is that they are making people's lives essentially, you're essentially pinned down to a list where you're looking at the list and say, oh, my potential wife is from the red list. should I marry her? I mean, what are the chances of her even making it? Maybe I should find somebody from the orange list. I mean, this is incredible. This is happening in America 2025. Crazy. Right, let's take another video call from TikTok. Feel free to join, guys, and make sure also to follow me. If you're watching this right now on TikTok, you follow me right now. Make sure to do that. And also, remember, the phone number is in my bio. Right now, you should do that. Go there, text me right now from the live. Say, I see you on the live right now. I need priority. I need to book with you. Mandy, Mandy, where are you from? And what is your question?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Oh, really?
I cannot see you, but I can hear you.
You can. Okay.
Yeah.
So my question, really, I know I asked you this question earlier. So, question is, if somebody already have visitor visa, and if they're gonna come here for birthright.
That's a good question. So they come here in tourist visa. They come for birthright. Do they have? Here's what they need to know. Do they have the money to pay for the birth? Can they prove it when they come in? Number two, what are the proof that once the baby is born, they're going to leave the country within a reasonable time, safe for the child, right? And number three, did they secure a doctor beforehand already to show the CBP that they have somebody here that will take care of the child and the mother before they come in? Those are pretty the best thing to do for them to be able to allow them to enter.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
So what if somebody do not mention that they're coming here?
If they don't mention, they don't have to mention. If they don't show that they are pregnant enough, then that's fine. They don't have to say it, obviously. But once they're here, make sure that they take care of the birth, pay for the birth and all that, so they won't have any problems in the future.
Gotcha. Because this person I know, he already have been filed by his parents, but
Yeah.
he's 21 and over.
Okay. Oh, he's already here.
No, he's in Canada.
Yeah.
So his parents already filed for him for petition.
Mhm.
The thing is, the petition is so, it just so yeah, so it's like 15 years of wait, and we don't know how long it's going to take. So he at least wants to secure his kids.
Yeah.
Do that.
I mean, they can do that. Like I said, there's nothing illegal about doing it. Just make sure that they follow what they're supposed to do.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay. All right.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. Everybody wants to have kids in the US. I mean, that's just part of the thing. That's the reason why they're trying to ban it. But I don't think, I don't think they should, obviously. All right, let's see. We got Instagram. Pablo is asking, what happens if the T visa is denied? The T visa is usually given for people that are abused at work, victims of trafficking, a lot of our clients who are mistreated at work. We have a lot of H-1B visa holders that are not getting paid properly, that are being mistreated. You can just refile it, honestly. If it's denied, just refile it. If you have a decent case. Will the ban affect F1 from the red list? It potentially could. These are immigrant visas. I'm planning to come back. This is from Always Springy. I'm planning to come back on an H-1B, but I land at night and the company is closed. Will they deport me if they can't get access to my employer? So the reason he's asking that is because I mentioned in the video that if you have an H-1B visa, you come back to the United States, they may call your employer. Clearly, if you're coming at night, they know that the company is closed. They're not going to call you at night. They're not going to call your employer at night. But if you come during the business hours and they call and they don't answer 3 times, I mean, you better be prepared. Is there a waiver for overstay if you're married to a citizen? Well, you don't need a waiver for overstay, because if you're married to a citizen, that is already a waiver. That waives the overstay, right? But remember, guys, the new changes in the rules right now. You overstayed, you're married to a citizen, you have a green card interview, you go through your case, but then your case is denied for whatever reason. They don't believe you that their marriage is real. At that point, you'll be deported. Okay, that's a new thing. Before they were just like, whatever. All right. What's the cost for your membership, for the new membership? The new membership is going to be I think it's gonna be like $49, something like that. It's nothing crazy. We're gonna I mean we want to make it affordable. We just want to make sure that people cover the cost of operations, in deploying the AI tools and all the stuff. But I think it's gonna be like $49, and it's going to be something pretty important because people are going to be able to access it at any time, and we'll be able to essentially empower communities here, because right now what's happening, on social media, there's just so much misinformation out there, and people just don't feel safe. And a lot of my clients are asking me, what can we do to make people feel safer? And we feel that an immigration membership, where people are traveling out of the country, they can reach us. People inside the country, they have questions every week. An attorney will be on the call with all the members. We'll be able to share forms and things like that we samples, and anything else that, and of course our AI tool for assessments. I mean, I'm super excited about it. I think it's the right thing to do, and I just want to make sure it's done well. It's perfect, and we'll launch it, guys. And it's going to be the best thing in the market right now to help immigrants feel at ease, not scared anymore. Feel at ease. That's really the biggest thing people are worried about. We are terrified. We are worried, and we need solutions. Yazan, I have mistakes on my DS260, and it's also out of date into info due to wait time. Isn't standard for consulate to reopen? Yes, they will do that if needed, or you're going to bring a new one to the interview, but you won't be able to change it unless the MVC will reopen it for you. Can a U.S. citizen travel to a banned country to visit his wife? That's a good question. We don't know that information yet. There's no information about what's going to happen to a U.S. citizen who is going to travel to a banned country. But I believe that if you travel to a banned country and you have a spouse there, and you come back and you tell them why you did it, I think you should be fine. But who knows, guys? If you're naturalized U.S. citizens, are they going to give you trouble? Those are a lot of questions that we don't know yet. In what languages do you provide your services? We have people at the office who speak at least 12 languages: Arabic, French, Hebrew, Russian, Spanish, Portuguese, Tagalog. What else do we speak? Chinese. So yeah, almost every language. And we help clients in all 50 states, which is a good time that you asked that question, because I just put the number on the screen here right now, guys, for our YouTube viewers, because we are reaching the 1 hour mark for our lives. And you can send me a text if you're watching this on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. If you want to book a consultation, this is the time to do it before the live ends. On TikTok, we're not ending the live yet. We still have some time to continue our conversation on TikTok. But we're going to say goodbye to our friends on YouTube in a few minutes. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you've been following me for all this time and you haven't booked a consultation yet and you're staying anxious alone at home, use the number on the screen right now. Send me a text. Say, I saw you on the live. I need to book a call. I need you to give me a priority. Same thing for you guys on Instagram. Can a green card holder travel to a banned country if they are a citizen of those banned countries? I wouldn't do it. If you're a green card holder, Hussein is asking that on Instagram. If you're a green card holder and you're going to go to a banned country and you're going to come back as a green card holder, that's on you. X says, can I teach you to say a word in Portuguese? Absolutely. Join the live and teach me to say a word in Portuguese. Justine Dash, anyone want to talk? We're always here for you, Justine. Always here for you. Is a visa needed to travel to Mexico as an American citizen with a U.S. passport? I don't think you need that unless you stay more than a month. All right, guys. So thank you guys on Instagram for watching. We are ending this live right now. It's an hour. We are here every single Monday, 5 p.m. I'll be back with you guys on TikTok in 1 second. Our friends on YouTube, we're here every single week, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Come back with your questions, and I'll be here for you. And of course, videos coming up 2 or 3 times a week on YouTube. You know that already. Thanks for your support, for the questions, for the answer, for the suggestions. If you need to book a consultation, the number is right here. I'm here for you guys, as always. And sometimes we do spontaneous lives during the week. I'll announce it in our community on YouTube and also on Instagram if we do them. But aside from that, we always here every single week. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next stream.